So Kyle, everyone knows you from the inductive automation forums, but tell us how you got started.
Yeah, so I started doing instrumentation by trade, went to a tech school, decided I wanted to do programming because I didn't want to be 45 degrees bending tubing in minus 40 degree Celsius weather because that just sounds horrible. So worked my way through a bunch of different instrumentation companies. I found something that gave me the opportunity to start programming, which at the time was called KSB Industrial. Really learned a lot about hardware. We would buy hardware off of eBay and from third-party sellers, and my job would be to figure out what this part actually did, and then actually go through and figure out if it actually worked properly or not. So from a kid that has no PLC experience other than at a tech school to learning about every possible module you could ever want to look at, it was a very good opportunity, and I thank Ken for that opportunity. From there I worked my way up, started working for some other companies. Worked one company called Kymera National, which is where I really started using the factory PMI, factory single products, which was fun in itself. Worked there for a while, rolled through the ignition upgrades across 3 facilities, and then for one reason or another decided that I need to get back out as a system integrator. So I went back and worked for KSB Industrial, which then became Core. Worked there for a couple more years, and decided that I want to kind of do my own company, be in charge of my own destiny, and really start focusing more on the technology, not just the automation. So we started a company with a few other guys, and now we're 6 years later, and still primarily doing ignition work, bedrock work, and IoT work.
Now Alex, there are definitely a lot of parallels to Kyle's story with you and Corso, especially the factory PMI. You want to fill everyone else in?
Sure. So before Corso, I had worked for an integrator in Reno, where I'm from, called Pipeline Systems Incorporated, and they had gotten their start doing oil and gas pipeline monitoring and SCADA systems, and started up an integration arm to support that. And out of school, there was really no recruiting or anything coming out to Reno as far as integrators or companies that all kind of went to California. So I got a job in Sonoma County, California, at their permit department, and had been looking for jobs at SIs, didn't even know what an SI was at that point, as even something to search for. And probably about a year later, and saw a job posting on the UNR job board where I went to school for this company, and was in Vegas for a week and worked on my cover letter for 40 hours. And my resume, and was like, okay, I'm gonna get this job, and show up back in town Monday morning and show up at their office at 8 a.m., knock on the door, and I'm like, I need a job. I saw this posting, sit me down for an interview, and that went well. It basically offered me the job on the spot. That's how I got started in integration, and I worked there for a few years. Did a bunch of mining work, solar power, food and beverage. And then our office was in Concord, California, which there was a golf course between there and where the inductive offices were at the time. And our sales guy played golf with some people from there, and they developed a good relationship. And so we started working on some ignition projects.
Factory PMI.
Oh yeah, factory PMI for this is pre-ignition. We did a job at Phillips Service Corps, some chemical company in Nevada, and it was my first foray into it back when we were writing SQL queries to deal with tags, and it was a fun time, and just continued doing ignition projects from there, and eventually decided to set up my own shingle and strike out with what has now become Corso back in 2011, and just kind of looking at the overall players in the market. It was, what can I go master as a product line? And ignition was up and coming, and I felt like there was a good opportunity to support what we were doing and help support what they were doing. And I had a great experience with it before, so went and got certified. Was one of the first 5 or 6 integrators to get MES certified. I got the test, and nobody was certified yet. And then when I turned my test in, they released the first 3 or 4 people that had gotten. I was really hoping to be the first one, but wasn't. And I think one thing that I really realized at PSI was the people who were closest to the data and the information were the ones that made the most money. So the further away from the PLCs that you got, the easier it was to be successful, because you're in more of a niche at that point, and moving more to a technology company than an automation company. That's sort of been my philosophy.